Yes, they are. So both sets of players and the match officials taking the knee this afternoon ahead of this Vanarama National League South match between Hampton and Richmond, Borough and Concord Rangers.
Over to you, Rob.
Over to me. Yeah, well, there you go. I'd like to welcome all the listeners that have joined us so far this afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the fixture today. And off we go. So Concord Rangers take it quickly, goes down towards Lewis Simper. But that's a good clearance there by Rory Donaldson. Goes down a long way towards Robinson. The header is sent back forward. Jake Graywood's looking interested, didn't get there. Good work there by Hamblin to send it back forward. Concord Rangers now again looking to play the ball towards Simper. That's a good header over the top. Robinson is chasing this, he's got Payne in front of him. But Miles Roberts comes out from goal and clears it long. It goes out for a throw-in by the Hampton bench. It's a throw-in to the Beavers, just inside halfway this afternoon. Long ball down the line. It's too long there for Johnfield. But it's well picked up there by Jake Gray. Going down the right-hand channel, looking to get to the edge of the box. The ball's sticking a bit in the wet grass and it gets cleared by Concord Rangers, but it's picked up by Donaldson. Then looking to play it down towards David Fisher, but that's just a bit too heavy and ends up in the hands of Miles Roberts. That's a good positive start, Ben.
Yeah, good opening passage of play for Hampton. Ball's been in the air quite a lot to start off with, but both times Concord tried to get it forward. Leo Hamblin was on hand to head it away, and good start from him, and looks as if Hampton might be able to spring forward as well with the likes of Zach Dronfield and Zach Robinson. The two Zachs looking pretty keen to start the match as well.
Indeed, and that's a good sign. I think sometimes Hampton needed a little bit of a confidence boost, and I've got a funny feeling that might just be it. So long ball forward towards Robinson, goes over his head. David Fisher can't pick that one up, but the pass is intercepted there by the number 16, Jack McKnight, and it's gone out for a throw-in, unfortunately, and it's going to be to Concord Rangers. So first 2 minutes, header there from Donaldson from the throw-in forward towards Robinson. Good work there, and Jake Peck has to send it back to Roberts in the Concord Rangers goal. Roberts looking for his outlet, doesn't get there, but that's a good clearance there by Donaldson. Ball kept in the air a long way. It's a good header there from Hamblin.
Offside flag.
Yeah, offside there. Looks like it was Ben Allen who drifted offside there and come back from an offside position.
Yeah, just a bit too eager to start the game, and it might be that Concord just need to sort of settle into this game before really coming at Hampton, who have got a different looking back line this afternoon. I know Donaldson has played centre back in the past, but he's starting there as opposed to getting put in there halfway through a match.
Yeah. Hampton in the Concord half. Jake Gray plays it to Imanuche. So Leo Hamblin coming down this left hand side under a bit of pressure there, but still managed to wins the free kick. Looks like the number 18 there, Ben Allen, was not in, basically trying to make sure Hamblin didn't get forward and ended up conceding the free kick. It's a dangerous position for a free kick, this.
It is, especially with Jake Gray's deliveries, and David Fisher's coming over as well to potentially take that free kick. But it's all come from Leo Hamblin, who's started his return to Hampton and Richmond very strongly, obviously having played for Hampton youth teams as well as the academy setup as well, and definitely looking to make a good early impression, that I think he has done so far.
I think he's made a good start. So the ball into the box from Jake Gray to the back post, gets cleared away, but it's sent back into the box by Fisher. It's a long one. Concord struggling to clear the lines at the moment, but now they do. It's a long ball. It's ended up at the feet of the number 18, Ben Allen. It comes back into the box, but it's a good interception by Leo Hamblin, and it's going to be a Concord Rangers throw. So from the throw in, Concord crossfield pass. all the way over to Joe Payne. And Concord looking to rebuild from the back with Miles Roberts. It was immediately obvious there that there's still a little bit of water about there, because the pass back to Roberts slowed down quite markedly, and it might be something the likes of Robinson and the likes of Fisher might want to keep in mind, that the ball will not run quickly.
Yes, I think that it's going to be one that the players just have to get used to. I think we'll probably see a couple of forwards overrunning the ball, expecting it to go much further than it actually does, and just sort of sticking in the ground. So it makes accurate passing really crucial to this game, and as well as when those break opportunities do happen, that strikers don't get too excited.
Yeah. So Hampton with a throw-in just inside their own half, just in beyond halfway. The header is cleared there by Concord, but it comes back to Zach Robinson. But ball forward, looks to find David Fisher. David Fisher, if he could latch on to the end of this, that could be. Is that going to be? The referee has decided. Oh my God!
No
referee
penalty.
has decided nothing. It's going to be a goal kick. That looked for all the world like David Fisher had been brought down in the box.
Yeah.
But in the end, the referee was happy for it to be a goal kick.
Well, it was a dangerous situation that the Concord Rangers defenders found themselves in. Fisher managed to pick the ball up in front of them, and Aaron Pollock, in trying to track back, seemed to trip David Fisher up, and it would have been a very early penalty for Hampton, but a welcome one, especially as we know, goals haven't been coming their way too frequently, so a penalty would be a great opportunity to get this match underway.
Ryan Reid now on the ball for Concord, playing it down the channel towards Simper. That's good covering work there by Donaldson, and it's just at the expense of a throw-in right near the corner flag in the Hampton half. So taken quickly back to Reid, down the line towards Jake Peck. Finds Jaden Randall. Ball looks to go down the channel. That's good interception work there by Donaldson. Fisher tried to turn Peck, but wasn't able. But Peck was wise to it. Peck wins a throw in there for Concord Rangers, halfway inside the Hampton half on this near side. The throw in comes back all the way to Randall. Again down the line. Number 18 there, Ben Allen's picked up the ball. He's onside. Hampton have got to do some work here. The ball's loose, but that's good work there by Alan Julian at the near post. Allen looked as if he had a sight of goal, but Alan Julian narrowed the angle, got right close up and traps the ball as the shot tried to sneak underneath him. But that was good work there from the keeper.
Good work from Julian. Ben Allen did seem to pick the ball up there in a position that Hampton weren't expecting him to. Julian was definitely appealing over to the assistant for an offside call, and I think some of the Hampton defenders might have switched off. Just
fractionally, but Concord again coming through the middle there. That's an attempt by Danny Green, and it's well wide, and it's. I don't think he'll be too happy with that, with Danny Green.
No, it's an attempt and nothing more than that, really. It's gone well wide of the left post with absolutely no danger attached to it. So, Danny Green will probably be trying his best with his next effort to be getting it closer to the target.
So we've got 8 minutes played here at the Cleosol Beverley this afternoon. It's still Hampton, Richmond Borough 0, Concord Rangers 0 if you're just joining us. No real, what you might call definite chances yet for either side, but it's definitely been a more positive start compared to the last few games, Ben.
It has, yeah, especially at Slough Town. It might have been just getting a couple of cobwebs off, but Hampton did seem to get off to a very slow start there. So it's good to see Hampton getting forward in numbers with pace, and David Fisher looks like he's causing quite a few problems for the Concord defenders early on.
The ball down the line by Jack McKnight, kept in play there by David Fisher. David Fisher kept the ball in and has earned a throw. It's going to be a Hampton throw, midway inside the Concord Rangers half on this main stand side, and definitely a lot more positive. I think the team have put the events of the last couple of weeks behind them. Two new personalities in the dressing room, 3 the transfer of Shane Dunn finally clears. And so that's good work there by Hamlin, but he loses the ball. Ben Allen with the header, but Dean Inman has it covered. And it's going to end up being a throw into the Beavers right in front of us. Leo Hamlin on his return to the referee.
Yeah, and certainly started the first 10 minutes very positively, and we're getting to see a lot of him as he's on the side closest to us as well. So he definitely looks like one to watch for the rest of this match.
He does. He definitely does, and it just shows what can happen. Players coming through academies. I mean, Imranucci went away to come back. Leon Hamlin is here on loan, having been here with the academy. Yes, he's starting to bring a few players through the Beavers.
Yeah, and that's something that Hampton have definitely been working on, and even with players not necessarily from the academy, but other younger players like Ryan Hill, for example, coming through Hampton and Richmond, and Hampton definitely getting a bit more of a reputation for developing this young talent, both within their academy and other young talents as well.
Yep. So it's a goal kick for Hampton over on the right. Alan Julian in his quite tasteful turquoise kit. I have to admit, I think I prefer it to the green, but that's just personally. So the long goal kick there. Pumped forward there by Concord Rangers, Lewis Semper. Imranucci shaping to play it down the line, does so. Comes inside towards Robinson. Good header there from Hamlin. The ricochet ends up coming back on this near side to Ryan Reid. Concord Rangers looking to play it down the channel towards Ben Allen. It's going to get there. Gilles comes all the way out of his goal just to make sure it goes out for throwing, because otherwise Allen, would have had the ball in quite a dangerous position.
Yeah.
So the ball comes back to Simper on this near side. Challenge with Fisher and Hamlin. Good work there. David Fisher close by the touchline, tries to get it away, earns a throw in, and calmly done.
Yeah, one thing that's been quite obvious with Concord's play, especially when it's been inside the right half, is that they're looking to just lump it forward to Ben Allen. That's very much a feature of their early attacking breaks to start off with in this game. Sometimes they do get the second ball after it's played back, but Ben Allen looking quite isolated when Concord are trying to go forward initially, and that's something that they might adapt to their game style too, because it looks as if Ben Allen definitely needs support to start off with, and they probably see more chances forthcoming if he did have some support up front.
Yeah, I mean, given the nature of the way the pitch is, I mean, it sounds wet. So, it's definitely you're not going to see pretty tiki-taka football this afternoon. This is probably going to be a game played in the air, because there's not really much mileage in trying to keep it on the deck too much today. It's perfectly playable, it's just, you can't necessarily trust the bounce, and keep it long, keep it safe, and I think that's going to be the way both managers are going to call this game. Well, Hampton have a throw over on the far side.
Seems to happen again on that passage of play where Ben Allen managed to win the ball, flicked it on, but absolutely no one's there, and it's gone straight to Uche, and he's not really under much pressure to deal with the ball. No, it's a case of he doesn't have any help up there. He doesn't have a partner, doesn't Allen, to be able to flick the ball onto. So, it's trying to play an area ball to Allen. If he's going to do those little flick-ons, he's going to need a partner up front with him, and I don't think Concord have got one up there at the minute with him. No, but it's looked like a flaw of Hampton's game in other matches as well, where Slews looked extremely isolated up front as well. So, something that we've definitely seen before at the Beavers, and Concord will probably be adapting their attacking game plan before too long.
Yeah, indeed they will. It's definitely, it's a pivotal game this afternoon for the Beavers. Like I said, they've had no points in the last 4, no wins in the last 5. They definitely need to start turning things around, and I have to admit, this wouldn't have been a game I would really have thought that was, chance of points in this one. But on the first 14 minutes on the watch, you might think there is, but Concord Rangers going forward with Ryan Reid. Ryan Reid with the shot there, being challenged there by Hamlin, but the shot goes into the back of the Alan Simpson stand and did just enough to make sure that the number 21 couldn't get his shot on target.
Yeah, he changed the angle of the shot from Ryan Reid to a position where it became much more difficult for him to get the connection that he wanted to direct it goalwards, and yet sailing wide again into the Alan Simpson stand, and Hampton will be happy to see more shots like that. But yeah, as you said, this isn't exactly a match that you'd circle for points for Hampton and Richmond given their form against Concord Rangers. They played 12 times and Concord have won 7 of those occasions, with 2 draws and Hampton winning 3.
Yes, it's not been a team that historically the Beavers have shown a lot of success, but that can change. Within minutes. And 3 points today for the Beavers would definitely be so welcome for Gary McCann, because I'm sure he had his worries this last week, he's had his concerns, and hopefully the club can work their way through them and start putting some points on the board. But there's a free kick taken by Jake Gray quickly over on the far side. Outside, Zach Johnfield, the ball sticking over there for him. He didn't run freely and got caught under his feet. Concord looking to play it forward towards Allen, but again the pass is astray and doesn't work.
I think Allen got a bit stuck in the ground there as well. He wasn't able to get off the starting blocks.
He couldn't turn quickly enough to be able to pick it up, but good work in midfield by the Beavers. But it comes back to Simper, pressing forward. He's got Pollock, the captain, outside him, uses him on the overlap into the box to the back post. It's a bit of a dodgy cross that, and goes straight out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it looked like an unorthodox cross there, probably with the outside of the foot. It looked like just trying to curl it into the far post, but it seemed as if it was going too high and too far, and even if there was a Concord player there to get it, I think the angle would have been almost impossible to shoot from.
Well, we've got 16, 17 minutes on the watch here, and looking up and down the National League South, there's already more than a handful of goals been scored this afternoon, and when we get a proper break in play we'll have a look at those. But here at the Cleosol Beverley, it's still Hampton Richmond Borough 0, Concord Rangers 0. Alan Julian with the goal kick, cleared forward by Jack McKnight, but it comes all the way back to Alan Julian. Jules with the ball in hand. He was just waiting for Ben Allen to drift back towards his own half, and Jules gets it long towards Robinson. But the hack clear goes straight out for throw-in in front of the Concord Rangers bench on the far side.
Definitely slowed down this game, getting very caught up in the midfield, with no side really able to get into either's attacking third in the last couple of minutes. Hampton looking to break with Robinson down the right.
Not able to do anything with that, and it's gone out for a throw-in. So it's a Concord Rangers throw-in within about 15 yards of the corner flag, under the floodlights that are on already here at the Beverley. Robinson picks up the ball, plays a great pass in there, and that's a foul there on John Field. And that's going to be another free kick in a very dangerous position for the Beavers.
Yeah, it's a good one for them to build a bit of pressure on Concord from. As we've said, they haven't really had much success in getting into the attacking third for a sustained amount of time in the last 10 minutes. And yeah, good delivery from either John Field or Gray here. Looks as if it could set Hampton up nicely for a couple of chances, and maybe getting an opportunity to test Miles Roberts, who so far hasn't really seen much action in the Concord goal. Once again, all the
taller players have gone up in Manucci. Jack McKnight's lurking at the back of the pack. Dean Inman's in there somewhere too. So there's definitely the height there, but it's taken quickly to the back post. His body's in there. It's gone over the bar, but the referee is going to be a free kick for offside there in the centre. Yeah, fortunately I caught the offside flag before Inman got up to head that, because it was a very good header. It wasn't too far off being on target, but
wasn't too much excitement in it for me, as the assistant was very quick on his flag to signal for an offside.
Well, we're coming up to 20 minutes here at the Cleo Solberg. Still 0-0. No change then. No, still not any what you call clear and open chances. I think the nearest there was to a chance was Ben Allen at the near post, but Alan Julian got down to it and made sure that the cross didn't get into the box. Hampton have won a free kick right on halfway.
I think it's another foul on Drumfield, and clearly Concord seeing him as a bit of a threat in being able to transition that ball from midfield into attack, and that's probably why we've seen him fouled more than a couple of times in this match already.
Yeah. So it's going to be Jake Gray with the free kick just inside the Concord Rangers half on the far side. Again, the likes of Inman, Uche and McKnight are all forward. The ball's towards Inman. He can just about win the header, but that goes out for a corner off the number 14, Jaden Randall, and that's not a bad corner to get there.
Yeah, miscued clearance there from Concord Rangers, and that gives Hampton the chance with the first corner of the match so far, and we've gone 21 minutes without this situation occurring in the game, and it's Jake Gray who's over on this near side, who's going to be swinging the corner in with a lot of options there in the Hampton box to aim for.
Indeed there is. It comes into the back post there. That looked like
flicked off Uche.
He did. It flicked off Inman Uche, and I think there was Dean Inman lurking behind him as well. So if Inman hadn't flicked that on, Dean had that one fully targeted onto that. He knew it was going to be his, but Inman didn't get a good enough contact on it to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, Uche just couldn't quite get on top of that header, unfortunately. Were there a better connection, then he could have been able to steal that goal, but instead it just sort of glanced off his head and safely out for a goal kick. So Concord managed to navigate the Hampton corner successfully, but whether they'll be able to do that at future attempts remains to be seen, as Hampton have been fairly good from set pieces consistently throughout the season. They just haven't seen many of them.
Yeah, this is. I think the last couple of weeks have been examples of when it doesn't go right for the Beavers. And, so Concord trying to come forward down the right side, but that's a good tackle there by Leo Hampton, perfectly timed, and it goes out for throw. Ryan Reid takes it, but that was a really well-timed tackle that there, Ben.
It was well-timed. I think it might have been partly for show. I think Hammond definitely was going to get to the ball first there, but just sliding in there, showing his commitment and desire to win that ball first and put it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I think one or two of the Concord defenders are basically underestimating the amount of role that this ball's going to have this afternoon, and being a bit slow with their passes, but Hampton coming forward down the far side into the box. Oh, that was aimed towards likes of Robinson.
Yeah, important clearance from Randall, as that was heading straight for Zach Robinson to get a clear-cut chance.
So the ball comes out to Donaldson. Hamblin trying to get down the line. It doesn't get there because Ryan Reid was in the way, but earned a throw-in.
Yeah, slightly lost his foot in as well, but I think a throw-in was a good result from that.
So in front of the main stand here, Hamblin with the throw. Slips a bit and loses control of the throw-in and ends up having to concede one in return.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Hamblin on the left-hand side, but I think Uche's also looked good down the right. He seems very alert and aware of the conditions of this pitch, and seems to be running onto a lot of loose balls where there's no one really around it, and Uche seems to be the one who's picking them up first, as we saw on that move, which nearly resulted in a chance for Zach Robinson.
He does seem to be quite tactically aware, does Imran Uche, just seem to see things quite well at the moment from right back.
He's seeing them quickly as well, which is giving Hampton that little bit of an edge in the midfield.
Good work there from Jake Gray, wins the ball in midfield, looking for an outlet, finds Miller Rodney. Terrell Miller Rodney's got his counterpart Simper at his back, tries the shot from long range, but it's gone wide, and T perhaps could have had better options with that one, and I don't think the shot from 20 yards was the right one.
Yeah, it's gone wide and high, and I think Stewards will be happy that there's now netting behind the Keith Hutchie standards. They're not digging around in the woods trying to pick that ball out again.
True.
It was not a good effort from Tillman Rodney in the end. And
No.
in a better place, just trying to find another way to move that ball forward.
almost 25 minutes here played at the Clearsall Beverley. It's still 0-0, and remarkably, it's one of the few latest scores at 0-0 in the National League South at the moment. It is that every game but this game and two others has got a goal in it. So I think Hampton need to do, these teams need to get some work done. But it's a free kick to Concord Rangers over on the far side just in front of their bench, and Hampton basically need to make sure that they concentrate and have everything covered.
As much as we want to see a game filled with goals, I don't think that 0-0 would be a bad result for Hampton based on their recent form, and definitely gives them something to work on.
Definitely so. I think if you offered Gary McCann the option of a 0-0 draw above anything else, I don't think he would have too much of a problem with that. But it's going to be a throw into Concord Rangers midway through the Hampton half on this near side. Reid takes it quickly, gets the ball back, but his pass inside doesn't work and it's cleared, picked up by Randall. Ends up going all the way back to the number 5, Aaron Pollock, under pressure from Robinson, but finds a pass out wide. But again, good work there by Jake Gray to intercept that short pass. Hampton looking to get forward with Robinson. It's down that right-hand channel on the far side, and Pollock has to resort to popping it out for a throw-in some 8 to 10 yards from the corner flag.
Yeah, lots of pressure on Aaron Pollock at the moment coming from Zach Robinson. That's causing a couple of errors. He didn't control the ball particularly well around the halfway line, and Robinson looked as if he was keen to take that ball away from him and have a clear run at goal. And there again, down the right-hand channel, putting a lot of pressure on Pollock, and all he can do is put it out for a throw-in.
Hampton with the ball right in the corner flag. Cross comes in, but it's intercepted and cleared away towards Allen. But the clearance has got too much power on it, and it ends up being a throw-in to Hampton inside their own half, some 15 yards from halfway, just in front of the Concord Rangers dugout. It's looking a bit gloomy here under the lights now, Ben. The cloud's starting to descend again. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't another one of those showers drifting around.
We might see one of those, and that'll just make things a little bit different on the pitch. And changeable conditions mean that players have to be quick to see the game, and that leaves players like Imran Each in a really good position, as we've seen in this game. He's got good tactical awareness and can read the game pretty well.
Yeah. So it's a throw into Concord Rangers in front of their own dugout down the line, but that's good work there from Hampton. It goes out for a throw in. I think there is. We've got 27 minutes played, 28 minutes played here. Concord Rangers with the ball into the box, but it runs all the way to Alan Julian. Jules looking for a quick release, but there's no options open to him that he thinks are worthwhile, and keeps the ball in hand.
Yeah, I think Fisher looked like the most obvious player to go to for a quick release, but he was pretty well covered by the Concord defenders, and that means that Hampton just need to set themselves up before it goes forward.
So the ball comes off Johnfield. Good work there by McKnight to get the ball, but Hambling, Fisher, there's a push in the back there by the number 4. I think Jake Peck will be lucky if he gets away with anything. That was pretty much a clear shove in the back, I think, Ben.
Well, the yellow card's already out of the referee's pocket, and you know that was going, and yes, the ball may have run out over the touchline, but it was very much as a result of a bit of a shove and a kick on David Fisher. And well, it's another free kick inside the Concord half. This has been where Hampton have created most of their half chances from in the game so far. And Jake Gray lining up another ball into the box.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Gray, this is a nice one, because he'll be able to swing it in with the right foot to the back post if he likes. There's Uche up there, there's McKnight in the box too, Dean Inman's in there as well. There's plenty of possibilities there. He could even play a short one if he wants to. Terrell Miller-Rodney, which I don't really think is going to happen. Hamblin is actually stayed forward and he's starting to drift into a position to Gray's right, but Jake Gray to the back post. That's a good ball. That's loose. The keeper's dropped it, and it's gone wide.
I think it might have been Donaldson.
I think could have been Rory Donaldson there. Miles Roberts went up for the ball but couldn't hold on to it, and as it came down and in the scramble it looked like Rory Donaldson, as you said, Ben, snatched a bit of a shot there, and it went well wide, but that was an excellent free kick there from Jake Gray.
Yeah, he got the ball exactly where he wanted it, and the good play from the Hampton attackers who were there as well, because they put pressure on Miles Roberts, who didn't have an easy job at catching the ball, and they ended up spilling it, which led to the ball falling for Donaldson in the end. And that's Hampton's best chance of the game, which they haven't been able to take.
Indeed, I mean we're on the half-hour mark now, and it's probably been one of the better half-hour periods Hampton have had in the last few weeks. Not been able to convert any of the chances or the half chances that they've had, but it's still looking a lot better, and I think once the first goal goes in, this game will open up a little.
But again, that chance came from a set piece as well, which is where Hampton seems to be getting the most luck from at the moment.
Yeah, because I mean, in recent matches they haven't had that, luck, or they haven't had the opportunities from set pieces that they would have wanted. They haven't converted them well enough. So ball to Fisher in the centre circle. David Fisher running out of options, finds Robinson. Robinson's pass comes on back to Fisher. He's got Robinson there. Robinson on a tight angle tries to shot it the goal. Zach Robinson, 31 minutes, opens his account here at the Clio Sol Bivery. Played in at the near post, the near hand side, slipped the ball under Miles Roberts into the corner of the net. That is an excellent finish, Ben.
It's fantastic to see Zach Robinson scoring on Hampton debut. The goals seem to have dried up recently, and with a fresh new addition, Hampton have managed to find themselves on the score sheet inside the first half and taking the match to Concord Rangers as well by getting the first goal in this match. Brilliant run from Zach Robinson after some pretty nice passing play with David Fisher. He had other options. I think Miller-Rodney was trying to offer that outlet for him, but it seems to be straying offside, so Zach Robinson did it on his own, ran forward, took it wide, and ended up shooting it underneath Miles Robinson to get it in the back of the net and put Hampton and Richmond Borough in front, which is not something that we've seen Hampton do since that match against Billericay in November.
Yes, and it's still a good finish, and looks like the captain there, Aaron Pollock, is not happy with something with the referee Wayne Cartmell this afternoon, but the referee's made the decision and said what he needed to say, and it doesn't make any difference because it's still Hampton 1, Concord Rangers 0, and that's 33 minutes on the watch here, and that's a great start. That will definitely give a lot of confidence to the Beavers. But number 17, Lewis Simper, coming forward for Concord Rangers. That's well intercepted there by Imanucci. The ball to Robinson, but it's cleared away by Concord, trying to play the ball, and the touches are a bit heavy here. So David Fisher down the line, but that's even too much for Zach Robinson to pick up. And Hampton now will be looking to play the way further into this match towards half time. On ball towards Allen, but that's good interception there by Hamblin. Fisher cutting inside, he's got Robinson outside if he wants him. He's got Jake Gray coming through the middle, but there was nothing there for David Fisher. Terrell Miller-Rodney slings it out wide, but that's too much for Jake Gray, and it's gone out for a throw-in. A goal like that should give the team confidence, you'd think, Ben.
It does, yeah. I mean, just 2 minutes on from the goal, it already feels like there's a bit of a lift that's been given to the team. Just having that goal does so much for the team, and just having that position against Concord, that they're ahead, they're in front, and they can control the game as they wish, or at least they'd like to. Concord haven't really provided much in this game, and it feels like they're definitely going to need to change something about the way that they play, either in the last 10 minutes of this first half or in the second half, in terms of getting forward at Hampton and being able to control periods of this game, because so far they haven't.
Indeed, that's been the case in this match so far, but Long ball forward again towards Ben Allen, but there's a little bit too much on that. It's good work from Rory Donaldson to pick up the ball and keep it going, and that's going to be a Hampton throw, as in trying to keep the ball in, Wyan Reid just lifts it over the top of the covered terrace here on this near side. So just waiting for the replacement ball to come in, and you can definitely feel there's actually the atmosphere in the ground appears to, it feels better, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, like, there's not necessarily any chanting. I think they were just about to start a chant as I was going to say that, but somehow it does feel different around the ground. It
does feel better. It definitely does feel like, you know, the atmosphere's changed. A lot of the supporters are now thinking that, we can score goals and we can get a result today.
Yeah, positive energy, and I think a lot of that could be to do with the additions of Robinson and Hamblin. Hamblin's been incredible on the left-hand side, really committed in winning the ball back, and Robinson showing a lot of effort and commitment in getting forward and trying to create these chances for Hampton and Richmond. He's managed to get on the score sheet in the first 35 minutes.
Robinson almost wins. He's almost still there. He's almost lost Pollock, but it's picked up there by Gray, but David Fisher had drifted offside, and if he'd managed to stay onside, that ball from Jake Gray would have definitely given him a sight of goal.
Yeah, he did look offside on that. To the assistant, his innocence, but it just seemed as if he strayed into an illegal position there. But another good effort from Hampton, and just trying to put players forward. Fisher and Robinson already look like they've got quite a good connection.
Indeed, they have. I'm just trying to remember which of the clubs they come from, actually, Ben. And which one? Right, so
Robinson is the
thing.
Wimbledon player.
That's the thing. Let's not forget, David Fisher is an AFC Wimbledon player.
Yes, he is. Yes.
So the connection between him and Robinson, I'm not too surprised about, because in the past I suspect they will have played together. So that is helping. You've been a great spot and a great call by Gary McCann. But the long ball forward, there's nowhere near Robinson, but it's picked up there by Fisher. Into space, and Robinson, that's a great pass. He's just got the captain, the number 5, in front of him. Shot from distance from Robinson was on target, but Miles Roberts had it covered quite comfortably.
Yeah, drilled along the floor, probably trying to catch the keeper out again by trying to slot it underneath him. Unfortunately, it was just right at him. Even if the keeper just stood up and tried to kick that away, it probably would have been aimed at him. But another example of that Fisher-Robinson link up, and Robinson not afraid to just bring the ball forward. He did have Aaron Pollock covering him, but that didn't seem to put him off too much. And maybe could have advanced the ball a bit further up the pitch and had a bit of a chance closer to goal. But another good shot, another save from Miles Roberts. But this Fisher and Robinson thing is looking pretty potent.
It definitely is looking good, and you can see David Fisher's well into the game now. He's well up for this, and I think it's partially because he's got somebody he's on the same wavelength. But Concord Rangers coming forward, number 14, Jaden Randall, trying to play the ball line towards Wyan Reid, but it goes out for a Hampton goal kick.
Yeah, nice fake out from Rory Donaldson, just trying to sell the clearance to Wyan Reid. He moved to cover that off, but instead he just lets it run out nicely for a goal kick, which is obviously much more controlled than a bit of a hack by the corner flag.
Yeah. So Alan Julian with the goal kick to our right in front of the Alan Simpson stand. Who's he going to aim this one towards? Comes long, that's towards McKnight. McKnight gets the header in there. Fisher back to McKnight. He's got Uche outside him in space. Imran in space. Cuts through the centre circle. Good work there by Imran Uche, and he's earned a free kick there because of the challenge just outside the centre circle there by the number 3, Joe Payne. Again, confident work there from Imran Uche.
Yeah, really nice. He picked the ball up on the outside, but saw the space tack through the middle, and Joe Payne probably expected him to take it down the outside as well, and was always playing catch up to him, and ends up tripping him up and bringing him down, giving Hampton another chance to just put more pressure on Concord Rangers, which they've really managed to do since scoring.
Indeed, have quick one taken by Jake Gray out wide. Gray receives it back, looking for options, thinking of getting it back into the box, but it comes back, it goes into the box towards Imran Uche. It's ball's loose, but it's half cleared there by Concord. It falls to Inman. Dean Inman firing one open. It's a good attempt, and it's tipped wide there by Roberts for a corner. I'm not sure if it was going to go in, but it was definitely had to be covered by Roberts.
Yeah, tipped wide by the keeper, but I think it might have been wide anyway. It's good to see Dean Inman seems to have a lot of confidence if he's having a crack from 30 yards, and his effort wasn't too bad for a central defender.
Let's not forget Dean doesn't just score headers, he does know what to do with the ball in the box, provided it's not in his own box.
He does that break against Hungerford in that 7-1 a couple of years ago.
That's true. That's true.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
From the big man at the back.
So it's a corner to Hampton from the far side. All the usual targets are there in the box. It comes back out, back in there by Inman. There's Hampton red and blue shirts in there, but the ball, despite Robinson's best efforts, ends in the hands of Miles and Roberts. We've got 5 minutes here to play to half time, plus whatever time the referee chooses to add on. And the lights are starting to take more and more of an effect here as the crowd's starting to lower a bit more.
Yeah, nice little orange glow developing around the pitch now.
Indeed. So ball goes back to Alan Julian. Punts it forward. Just goes out of play in front of the Concord Rangers dugout. Taken quickly, but that's well covered there by Inman. Half cleared. Bit of head tennis there on the far side, but the header forward is covered there by Rory Donaldson and concedes a throw-in by the corner flag.
I think Donaldson might have been hoping for a bit more support from Alan Julian there. He seemed to be sort of leaving it, almost suggesting Jules come forward there, but keeper stood on his line and probably needed to go forward a little bit quicker for him to have actually been close to getting onto it. And got a little bit of a break with McKnight down, but not seeming to attract the physio's attention too much. And Concord with a long throw.
Definitely going to be a long throw into the box here from the far side, and in it comes. Ball's loose. They're back into the box. Concord trying one from distance. Rick is pinballing about at the edge of the box, but that's good work there as Hampton try and get it forward towards Robinson. Robinson's chasing this one down. Roberts has had to come out all the way and clears it out for a Hampton throw just on halfway. That could have been dangerous the way the ball was bouncing around the box there.
It could have, but Hampton able to take control of it as well and really calm under pressure was Zach Dronfield just sort of dribbling it around players. And I'm not always the most comfortable when I see defenders doing that from teams that I support, but it was good work in the end from Zach Dronfield, and seemed to release Zach Robinson for a chance which the keeper came out to prevent.
Yes, he did. And Hampton, ball on the far side, looking to come forward. Concord cleared the lines to halfway to Ben Allen, but the pass inside is loose, and that's going to be there's somebody going to be. I think the referee, there's something here that the players haven't liked. Referee's gone into his pocket for a card. He's got a yellow card out already, not the red one. Just waiting to see.
It's for Lewis Simper on this tackle. He seemed to go in very hard on David Fisher, and the referee had his yellow card out. I think the Hampton players might have wanted to see it a bit more serious, but it didn't seem like it warranted much more than a yellow card. He definitely caught David Fisher with a lot of force, but it didn't seem like it was two-footer or one that came in too late. It was just unfortunate.
It was just slightly out of control. He hadn't completely gone in recklessly. It was just a little out of control, and it caught Fisher. I mean, David Fisher, I don't think is badly injured, but he's definitely being treated by Mark Finley there on the edge of the centre circle. And Simper has received the yellow card, the second yellow card for Concord Rangers this afternoon. And Hampton will not be rushing too much with this set play at the end of getting towards the end of the first half. We've got about a minute and a half of time to play before the referee chooses to add on whatever he decides is necessary.
Yeah, probably see about 2 minutes tacked on to the end of this. It seems like with the goal and one or two small little stoppages for McKnight just before that throw in, and a couple of bookings to deal with for Peck and Simper in the game so far. It'll probably be about 2 minutes, so we've got about 3 minutes left for Hampton to possibly add another.
So Gray with the free kick from the edge of the centre circle again towards Inman, but it's cleared away there. Ball's coming out, and Grace covering up and wins the ball back again off the Concord Rangers defender. He's Uche to play the ball forward. He gets picked off. Concord Rangers pick up the interception, but the pass is astray. And the pass down the line to Robinson. He's able to keep the ball in play on the near side. To the goal line there, there's good work. That's Fisher. David Fisher, 6 yards out and swings the ball up. The shot goes across goal and out wide for a goal kick. That was an opportunity there, Ben.
Yeah, flashed wide, all set up by Jake Gray, of course, down the right-hand side, who might have been caught late. There were a couple of Hampton fans who possibly would have wanted to see a penalty at the end of that move after Fisher's shot just ran across the goal, and for a while it looked as if it might have been going in from where we're sat here, but sails out for a goal kick, which I think Miles Roberts will be very pleased about, given that seemed to be putting a lot. That seems to be a very good effort from David Fisher from the right-hand side. Oh, heads.
Yeah, that goal kick there from Miles Roberts was way out and ends up going out for a throw-in just in front of the main stand here, and it's going to be Leo Hamlin to take. We haven't yet seen any indication of how much time to be added on, so we'll assume about 2 minutes. And we've played almost a minute of that in Manucci with the ball forward. Couldn't be picked up by David Fisher, and Robinson wasn't able to get there either, but good work from Terrell Miller-Rodney there to win the ball. Hamlin's clearance is blocked there by the number 14 Randall, but it's good work there to pick up the ball and earn a throw-in from David Fisher. It's going to be a throw-in to the Beavers down in the corner to our left.
Hamlin's on the throw-in, and he helped start this break by lofting it forward towards Fisher, and that was all because of Terrell Miller-Rodney's fantastic work off the ball to provide that space for the clearance forward.
Waiting for the throw-in to be taken. Did look as if it might be taken quickly. Okay, that's half time. So we played. So at the end of the first half here, first 45 minutes at the Clio Sol Beverly, the half-time score is Hampton and Richmond Borough 1, Concord Rangers 0.
Something different.
Well, here we start the second half. Hampton immediately played forward quickly, and it's gone out for a throw-in over on the far side. Some tough games for the Beavers. You know, get a bit of a break on Tuesday with the Middlesex Senior Cup, and then they've got Dorking next Saturday, Braintree Town on the 18th, a trip to Dartford on the 22nd, Bath City come here on the 25th, and the month finishes out with a trip to Stonebridge Road, so Ebbsfleet United. But Concord Rangers coming forward with the number 3, Joe Payne, in the box with Imanucci in front of him. Good covering work there by Dean Inman, got pulled down there by the Concord Rangers player, and it's going to be a free kick to the Beavers inside their own penalty area.
Yeah, Joe Payne putting some pressure on Hampton and Richmond early in this second half. It seems as if Concord might try and just play it along the ground a little bit more in this second half, given they've struggled with their long balls forward to Ben Allen, and if players like Joe Payne are able to bring the ball forward, then I think that will really help Concord in their efforts to get back into this match.
Sorry. Hello, Radio Beaver.
Hello, Seb.
Good afternoon, Seb. Hampton have earned a throw-in right in front of the main stand here on this near side. Ball's with Imanucci to get the ball forward.
Go on in, man.
Inman with
Lovely
the throw down the line. Good work by Robinson there. Manages to earn the ball. He's managed to pick up the ball, but it's been cleared by Concord Rangers, playing the ball down the line, but Dean Inman has that covered. The ball again looking towards Robinson. Gets picked up. Miller Rodney tried to get involved, but Concord Rangers coming away in the centre. Comes to Lewis Simper. Out wide. Concord Rangers pushing on down their right hand side to the back post, but that's too heavy and too much. And it's even gone out for a throw-in.
Good pressure again from Concord Rangers, and it's because they're playing it along the ground now. And Lewis Simper to Ryan Reid, it's a good move that Concord Rangers managed to instigate. I think they might have just been trying to catch Alan Julian out there by aiming the ball towards the back post of the goal, but instead it's gone too far back and gone for a throw-in to Hampton.
Which you've been mauling, but ball inside, nearly picked up by David Fisher, but Jaden Randall sends it out wide towards Ryan Reid, but it's too heavy and goes out for a Hampton throw-in over on the far side. And this afternoon here at the Bevy, we're actually missing one of the media team. We know you're listening, so we hope you get well soon, James. And with a bit of luck, he'll be back in harness pretty soon. And might see you next Saturday, which we'll have to see. But Hampton coming forward now. Ball towards... Looks like Jake Gray was trying to chase that one down, but it was too long. And it's gone out for a goal kick. Goal kick to Concord Rangers in front of the Alan Simpson said stand this half.
There's a lot of Hampton fans behind the goal. Normally they congregate in front of the boardroom in the box, but seems to be around behind the goal, maybe to shelter themselves from the rain. But good to see a lot of fans.
I could say that's a possibility. Quick throw in there by the number 3 Joe Payne, but Hampton come away with the ball. Jack McKnight finds Gray. That's gone. Played on that. Looks like to have gone out, but the assistant, truth be told, I don't think he was looking the line.
No, I don't think he was not looking the line. He was looking the offside line instead.
So the ball could well have gone out, but it's a good ball down the line by Inman. Gray with Reid, challenged by Reid. Good work there by McKnight. Long ball down, but it has gone out and come back in again. So it's been thrown to Concord Rangers, just in front of the covered terrace here on this near side. In fact, it's going to be right in front of us, right in front of the press box, with Joe Payne. Takes it quickly, but pressure there from Terrell Miller-Rodney. Concedes the free kick for the challenge on Lewis Simper.
Bit of unnecessary shoving from Joe Payne on Gronfield, who was standing over the ball trying to prevent that free kick being taken quickly. But some good physicality from Terrell Miller-Rodney. Nothing too malicious, and referee not bringing his card out, but just good to see Miller-Rodney getting into the Concord players as they try and get back into the game. I
have to admit, Terrell Miller-Rodney without a bit of physicality is a bit like bread without butter. It doesn't really work. Terrell is, he's a bit of a terrier in midfield. He doesn't give up and he doesn't let go. And sometimes you have games where that's required, and I think this second half could be just made for T in that respect.
It definitely could, and I think it's good to see him with the captain's armband this afternoon as well. I'm not sure if he's captained the Beavers before, but I think that...
Last week.
Oh, did he captain last week?
He captained at Hungerford, yeah. So
I still think it's a good choice.
I still think it's a good choice. You can't hear him a lot on the field, but if you're talking about a captain who would lead by example, Terrell Miller-Rodney is definitely that. You never see him... In fact, I would say you barely see him stop throughout the 90 minutes. It's a Concord Rangers free kick into the box. Yes. Ball's loose, but it's good work and it's played out quickly, but there's no chance of a Hampton player getting near that one. So Concord again coming down their right, the Hampton left, far side. Reid there, but it's good again. Good challenge there by David Fisher, and he's only managed to give away a throw in, which, given the possibilities, it could have been a lot more, but the throw in taken quickly. The ball comes into the box from the Concord Rangers. The header clear only goes to midfield, but it's good work there in mid by Terrell Miller-Rodney just to slow everything down, but a good interception there by David Fisher trying to find Robinson, but it's gone out and it's a throw in there for Concord inside the first half. So throw into Concord Rangers in front of the Hampton dugout. Concord choosing to bring it back, and it ends up with Aaron Pollock. Down the line to Jake Peck, but Imran Uche up to that one and earns a free kick. A bit of shirt pulling there by Payne. And that's good work there from Imran.
Yeah, it is. Payne seemed to have the better of it right at the start of this half with a bit of pace. But yeah, Uche doing well to cover off Payne's threat now, and yeah, definitely trying to prevent his forward progress and manages to win the free kick as well. So that's some great work for Uche down the right.
Concord definitely having the most of the opening play in this second half, but it's fallen to Blanchfield. But a good work there by Dean Inman, but Miller Rodney picks up the ball. Jake Gray, he's got a bit of pressure, but sidesteps the challenge, but finds Miller Rodney. Robinson, quick ball for Fisher. David Fisher is onside, but Miles Roberts was alert to the possibilities and managed to come down on the ball before David Fisher was able to get on top of it. Nice quick passing there from Hampton.
Yeah, really quick passing. I think most of that came from Jake Gray, and he did really well just to keep hold of the ball and release the ball when he was really struggling to get back to his feet. And yeah, Miller Rodney to Robinson all the way to Fisher. It was a great move, and fortunately for Concord, Miles Roberts was quick off his line to stop Fisher having a good one-on-one opportunity on him there. But yeah, just before then, it does feel like Concord are seeing a lot more of the ball, a lot more of the action, and just able to go in this second half at their own pace.
That's good work there from Hampton to win the ball over on the far side. The ball's gone out for a goal kick. It's like Hampton's best efforts. It was always going to go out there for a goal kick there to Concord Rangers.
Yeah, strong defending from Concord Rangers there against Jake Gray. He was just trying to get that chance down the left-hand wing, but yeah, Jobe able to stop Gray from whipping that ball into the box, and there were numbers forward.
Yeah, looking at the way Hampton have set up in this set, I think Robinson's drifted out wide to the right and Fisher's gone up front. Robinson's come to this near side now. Fisher's definitely going up through the middle.
That's Gray in the middle there. Maybe Fisher's out on the left.
The ball going all the way back to Roberts. The clearance is a bit wayward and ends up being a throw into the Beavers in front of the Concord Rangers dugout.
Yeah, it might just be that Hampton's sort of cycling through the options, not letting Concord get comfortable with defenders just sort of picking up their men. So yeah, we've got Gray, Robinson and Fisher all sort of drifting around and causing problems when they're able to get forward. But obviously Concord, when they've had the ball in Hampton's half, have been able to press very well.
Concord again looking to play out from the back. Quick ball forward towards Allen. Good work there by Inman. Looks like he's nearly stumbled and fell, but he's kept hold of the ball. It's gone back to Alan Julian. Julian under a bit of pressure, and the ball is intercepted there by Peck. Coming forward by Danny Green. Cross to the far side. Good clearance there by Dean Inman, but it's not quite far enough. But good work there for David Fisher to win the ball and earns a free kick as well. Good work by Fish. He's had a good match so far, coming up to 55 minutes here at the Beverley, and there isn't really a player that's had a bad game on the Hampton side.
No, there isn't, and you can definitely say that Jake Gray is one of those players who's had a really good game on the Hampton side as well. He's been able to control the ball very well, and probably the standout from the first 10 minutes of this second half for Hampton and Richmond. He's been good with his skill, with his play, and he's just been good at finding those passes that help unlock what's happening for Hampton and Richmond. And it seems as if Concord are thinking about making a change to that, as whatever they've tried to set up in this first part of the second half hasn't quite worked.
No, it hasn't. It's been played quickly out by Hampton. The clearance is sent back forward there by McKnight. The ball's loose in the box, but it's cleared away there by Payne. Hampton trying to play the ball down the line. Good work there by Dean Inman. Robinson. That's a ball. And that's chasing there for Terrell Miller-Rodney. Terrell Miller-Rodney was streaking forward. Roberts looked as if he'd almost fumbled that one, keeping Miller-Rodney interested, and it's in the end Roberts was able to cling on to it and clear the ball quickly.
from the city side.
So Concord Rangers trying to play out from the back again. The ball down the line. That's good. Dean Inman has it covered there on the touchline. At the expense of a throw into Concord Rangers.
Yeah, Concord looking to get forward from this, and Hampton just looking to defend it comfortably and just be in control of the situation, as they haven't even got anyone on the halfway line. They're just trying to make sure that nothing happens from a Concord perspective. Number 9, Babaloa, comes on for Concord in place of number 8, I think. No, 18. That's
Ben Allen.
Ben Allen off.
So Babalola there for Ben Allen. So bit of almost a like-for-like change there by Concord Rangers manager Chris Search. And let's not forget the match at Thames Road. Babalola made life very difficult for the Beavers.
He's got a chance pretty early on with a corner. With Hampton definitely defending this well. They have left Zach Robinson forward, just on the halfway line in case they do get the ball out and free. But everyone else very much back and trying to provide defensively.
So the ball to the back post. The header there in front of goal there by, just trying to work out who it was. It might have been Jaden Randall. And believe it or not, he managed to put it wide from about 4 yards.
Yeah, Randall managed to get above everyone there, had a really clean header at that, and his connection was good, but his accuracy wasn't. It's gone wide, and that's definitely Concord's best chance of this second half, and probably their best chance of the match so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to see how you're basically 3-4 yards in front of goal and you can still send your header well wide. It takes a bit of doing, and he'll not be happy with Jaden Rand. But the goal kick towards Robinson is almost picked up there by John Field. But Concord Rangers come forward. Good work there from Rory Donaldson, covering and picking up the ball. Right side to. That's a bad tackle there on David Fisher. I think is it David Fisher. I think it is David Fisher, or is it Donaldson?
Fisher.
It is David Fisher. That is another not very clever tackle on David Fisher. That's the second time he's been challenged in that way. And referee Wayne Cartmel is going to have to reach for his yellow card again.
Yeah, just waiting to see which Concord players found himself in the referee's book now. But there's been quite a lot of challenges that Concord have missed in this game so far, and that's why I think that's the third player into the book now, and they're just a little bit off and almost just a little bit behind Hampton a lot of this game, just chasing after them, and that's resulted in them in situations where they almost feel like they have to concede that free kick. Indeed. So it's a free kick to the Beavers in front of the Concord Rangers dugout, swung towards the back post, and Dean Inman doesn't quite get there. It comes off a Concord Rangers head. We think, no, yes it has. So it's a Hampton throw-in front of the covered terrace to our right. It's within Manucci to try and sling it forward, sling it into the box. Yeah, there aren't too many players forward for Hampton. They've got about 2 players covering 1 man forward for Concord.
But the throw-in comes back to Uche, trying to turn, find some space, finds Jake Gray in some space. That's John Field back to the near post, and that's cleared for a corner as Robinson was again there lurking in the centre of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, good work from Hampton. Another good pass from Jake Gray as well to find Zach Johnfield, and his ball was dangerous into the box, and Concord just doing the right thing and clearing it out for a corner which Hampton have got a good chance from.
Indeed they do. It's a corner to our right hand side, near post in front of the clubhouse, in front of the Beaver bar. So the cross comes in to get to the middle place. There's bodies coming flying in. There was Inman. The ball's loose in the box. Hasn't yet been cleared. Sky chance. It's still there. Bit of head tennis. Jakey Gray out wide to Imran Uche. Just outside the edge of the box to the near post. Comes back. That was a good attempt there by the number 19, Zach Johnfield, but it gets deflected for a corner to Hampton. We've played 61 minutes here at the Cleo Sol Beverly. Still Hampton 1, Concord Rangers 0. And Hampton are pressing at the moment. They're starting to look a little dangerous.
Plenty of chances, and they were quick to the second balls consistently in that passage of play with Uche's ball into the box. Not being the best, but John Field was there as the ball came out to him, had a shot, and it's another corner to be taken by Jake Gray.
Jake Gray with the corner, this time to the back post. Inman was in there again, not able to get the header, but in the end it's a free kick to Concord Rangers, and the referee wants that quickly taken, one pulled back. The ball was travelling at the time it was taken, so it has to come all the way back, and a bit further back than that, because the free kick needs to be taken somewhere close to the 6-yard box, not the edge of the penalty area.
That's as close as you're going to get to the 6-yard box, I think.
It is. So Concord Rangers taking it quickly. Ball down the line towards the number 9 Babalola. It's gone out. It's going to be a Hampton throw-in, some 20 yards from the corner flag, over on that far side to our left. So 63 minutes on the watch. Soon be time for Gary McCann to start thinking about what changes he might want to make. He might be thinking about possibly Sam Deadfield or possibly Kyron Farrell. I don't think he'll change anything up front quite yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but if you are going to bring on, Sam Deadfield, I'm not sure if that's really necessary. I think John Field and Miller Rodney and certainly Jake Gray have been controlling the midfield quite well on their own at the moment, and it's only when they start to get tired that it might be that he thinks about bringing in Sam Deadfield, because I think that Hampton's midfield has probably been the standout in this game so far, and definitely a strong unit.
Definitely looked a lot better. The midfield's definitely looked a lot more robust this afternoon, and yes, another free kick conceded there by the Beavers. This is some 30 yards out from goal for Concord Rangers. It's a bit of a way out for a direct shot, but it's still worth a go for them. Still worth a go for the Beachboys, is this one?
It is. Their chances have come at a premium in this game so far, and I think that they look like they might be setting up for a shot there. The wall certainly suggests that Alan Julian wants to try and stop that shot, if that is what they end up going for there. You've got Alan over the free kick, who could swing it with his right foot. The shot by the number 10 Danny Green goes straight into the Hampton wall. It comes back out, but that's a good clearing header there by Miller Rodney. Concord still with the ball in front of goal, but it's well picked off there by Hampton. Played out quickly and just getting the ball away. Picked up outside the Concord Rangers box and played inside to the number 14 Jaden Randall, and it's come back outside to the number 12 Mamadou Jobe, but he elects for safety first and plays it back to Miles Roberts. Ball long down the field and cleared away there by the Beavers. Back into the box, covered by Dean Inman. Finds Fisher, looking for Robinson down the line, but it's intercepted. But good work there by Robinson, stopping the pass coming forward, and it's ended up being a throw just on halfway. Hampton seem to just gradually move more and more players further up the pitch, because this is still kind of the same time as that free kick that Concord had where everyone was back. So Hampton just slowly committing more and more men forward, and might be able to take advantage of it here.
David Fisher chasing a loose ball there in the midfield as number 12 Jobe has to do some work about clearing up. He was on his own, but that's a ball quickly played out wide by Concord to Payne. Payne cuts inside, tries the shot, blocked there by Imanuche. The ricochet goes out to that wide right hand side, and that's an easy one into the box for Alan Julian to pick out in the 6-yard area.
Yeah, really good block from Imanuche there. I think Joe Payne was going to have an effort. It's difficult to tell whether it was going near the goal or going wide again, but Hampton had a pretty good chase there with Jake Gray trying to track down the loose ball, and Concord able to deal with it, but they don't want to be giving Hampton too many more opportunities.
And that's a bit of a loose clearance there by the captain Aaron Pollock, and it goes out for throw-in just in front of us. We first thought it was going to end up in the back of the stand, but it ends up hitting the underside of the roof, and it's going to be throw-in right in front of us on halfway, and it's in the hands of Imanuche. He definitely had a good performance there on the right hand side for Hampton. So it's a Hampton win a throw in midway through the Concord half. Will this be one for Imran Uche to try and toss into the box?
I think it's been good to see Imran Uche at right back work, because I've been trying to work out who's the best at right back, Uche or Miller Rodney, and this setup seems to work quite well, certainly in this match so far.
It does. Taken quickly, Jake Gray cuts inside, next stage of the box, bit of a heavy touch, but Zach Robinson picked up the ball but wasn't able to turn and found his way blocked. A quick clearance there by Concord, but Hamlin with the ball plays it to Dean Inman down the line towards Robinson. It looks like it's gone out for a throw to Concord Rangers just in front of the covered terrace to our right. Got just over 20 minutes left here at the Cleosol Beverly. It's still Hampton and Richmond Borough 1, Concord Rangers 0. Dean Inman looks to clear that ball forward, loose from the throw-in, and it ends up on the top of the stand above us, and it's going to be a throw-in to Concord Rangers.
Yeah, I think this is fine position for Hampton and Richmond at the moment. The ball not really moving up the pitch too quickly, and just plenty of opportunities to catch their breath and get ready to put a lot of effort in stopping Concord's progress over the next 20 minutes.
Terrell Miller-Rodney with a quick ball towards Robinson over the top. It's cleared away there by Pollock. It's going to be a throw into the Beavers. Looks like some 20 yards from the corner flag. It's this territory that Imran Uche will like to get the ball into the box. It's taken quickly there by Jake Gray, but unfortunately John Field had drifted offside for the return pass from Jake Gray, right in the corner in front of the assistant. You ain't going to get away with those, Zach.
Yeah, the assistant's got a very clear view of what the line looks like from there, and he will definitely know if you're beyond this. And in that case, that John Field was with Concord going to launch the ball forward now, trying to hit one of their players.
But it's
and they don't.
But it's a bit of a loose one. It's picked up in midfield, but it's with McKnight. Finds Donaldson. Again, looking to play the ball down the line towards Robinson, doesn't get there, it's intercepted. But again, it comes back down to Robinson on that right hand side, trying to find some space. He's got some space, but there's another offside flag. But the referee hasn't seen it. The referee had only just seen it just before the goal went in. The assistant's flag had been up for some 5-10 seconds there before the referee actually saw that one.
It's frustrating the referee didn't spot that, but fortunately one of those instances where if you spot the offside flag, the move doesn't really carry anything of significance, and good for Hampton just to have that other attack and keep moving forward, and they put it in the back of the net at the end of it.
Yeah, even though it didn't count for anything, it still kept the pressure on. Hampton now pressing again. It's a good header there by Dean Inman, but the ricochet is picked up there by the number 16, Jack McKnight. Jack McKnight's had a good performance in the starting 11 today. He'll be pleased with the way it's gone for him.
He has. He's had a couple of appearances from the bench, so it's good to see him getting a bit of a run out in the first team.
Terrell Miller-Rodney playing the ball inside to Robinson. Robinson outside the edge of the box. Turns inside, the ball's loose. Doesn't quite roll for him. Good work there from Pollock to disrupt all that. Robinson clearly thought he had a sight on goal, but Pollock there just did enough to disrupt the ball, and it rolls to Miles Robinson. Quick clearance to get the ball out of the box as Concord Rangers look to come forward. Good work there at the back there by Hamlin. And that was definitely a little dangerous there for the Beavers, Ben.
Yeah, it was. It's rare to see a defender falling over as being productive for a defence, but it certainly was there for Aaron Pollock. It just got in the way of Zach Robinson's progress forward, and rolled safely to Miles Roberts, but it was some great work from Robinson to get into that position. He possibly should have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier. Well, that is with the benefit of hindsight.
Of course. And the ball ended up back with Miles Roberts, and his clearance is coming back, but it's gone out for a throw-in to the Beavers. We've got some 17-18 minutes left of this first half. Hampton Richmond Borough still leading by the 32nd minute goal a bit of dispute about who the goal should be credited to. We're just waiting. Might have to do it post-match. We thought originally it was Zach Robinson, but there's a case for Terrell Miller-Rodney. Quick throw in there taken by the Beavers to Robinson. Robinson got the ball. He's not, and is that in? It's not. It's cleared off the goal line. Robinson got a touch on the ball, took it past Roberts, and that was cleared there off the goal line. The referee has given it as a goal kick, so there must have been a touch on a Hampton player there, but where that was going, I don't know, Ben.
No, it was a great effort from Robinson, just needed that a little bit more power to make sure that it had the energy to get over the line. But in the end, it's going to be a goal kick for Concord Rangers, and that's just disappointing for Hampton, because that was a really good opportunity to get Concord Rangers on the break and double this advantage as we get towards the end of the match.
Well done, Jack.
So Jack McKnight latches onto the end of Miles Roberts' goal kick, but it goes out for a throw-in on this near side in front of the covered terrace. It's going to be taken by the number 3, Joe Payne. There's a headed back inside by the number 9, Babalola, but it's picked up there by Hampton. And it's Hamblin trying to find Gray. It doesn't work. Concord look to come forward. Dean Inman's covering this ball, long ball to Ben Allen. That's a good clearance there, intercepted there by Payne, but comes back to on the Hampton side. Header forward there by David Fisher. Robinson chasing this one, but Roberts gets there first and instinctively clears it long, first time. Donaldson looking to play the ball forward, intercepted, but a free kick to Hampton there for a foul on Hamlin. Hampton not looking as, fingers crossed, touch wood, everything else, they're looking a little more robust than the last time you saw them, Ben.
They definitely are. There doesn't seem to be too much nervousness at the back. I think that the combination of Inman and Donaldson is actually a good pairing at centre-back when it's more consistent and more set in stone, and they've been supported by Hamlin and Uche throughout at the back defending this lead, and they've done it quite comfortably, and it's good to see Zach Robinson keep running forward, keep putting pressure on the defenders and the goalkeeper, and hungry for Hampton's second and possibly his second. We still aren't too sure.
Yeah, we were going to have a word after the match with manager Gary McCann and the players involved just to confirm exactly who that goal should be credited to. I suppose in many respects it's not really that important who it's credited to, but just the fact it's a Hampton goal counts for much.
Yeah, exactly, that's what we were saying at half time there. Hampton opening the scoring is really crucial, and they've struggled to get into games, especially when they haven't scored, which has been quite frequently, but Gray swings it in.
Back post towards Inman, headed clear, but looking to get the ball back into the box, and in it comes, a nice ball in. Robinson was lurking there, but the ball hasn't yet been cleared by Concord Rangers. They've just about got it away, and they have now. Picked up there by the number 6, Leo Hamlin, who again has had a good debut for the Beavers this afternoon. He's definitely looked the part there. So again, that's good work from Hampton. Out wide to Dean Inman. Dean Inman with a shot on goal, pins it, and it's only just over the bar. Although Roberts had it covered, Dean Inman really put his foot through that one, and if that had been on target, that was top right hand bin every day of the week.
Yeah, well, when Jake Gray managed to pick the ball up there and swing it out to the right wing, I was not expecting to see Dean Inman lurking around there, but the ball came to him, and it was a really good effort. Sonny just cleared the bar, and really strong work from Dean Inman up front, and Hampton with more strong work, just picking up those loose balls with David Fisher bringing it down the left.
Yeah, they're definitely picking up all those second balls. Fisher gets the ball into the box, and Roberts again just doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me, doesn't this keeper, to be honest, mate?
No, I mean, it should have been a fairly simple catch. It looked a little bit more difficult when he actually took it. So, yeah, Concord want to definitely try and restrict Hampton's opportunities, but with 15 minutes to go, it seems as if Hampton are actually the team on top, even though it's Concord who are chasing this game. Indeed,
and looks like the Beachboys are going to make a substitution, as is Gary McCann.
So Barzy, I think, coming on for Hampton over there for David Fisher.
Yeah, Barzy for Fisher, and played in the 78th minute. Just waiting to see who the change for Concord is the number 16, Afane Kisse, coming in for Ryan Reid again in the 78th minute. So both teams making changes here this afternoon. So Brandon Barsey looking to get on the field and immediately comes to the left-hand side.
Yeah, Bozzy's struggled to break into the Hampton team so far, so I know he's only got 30 minutes in stoppage time to work with in this match, but it does seem like he's got more time to work with than he usually does. He's usually a sort of stoppage time substitute.
Yeah, and when he came on the other day against Hungerford, he did seem to add something, a little bit of pace, a little bit of energy up front. You know, and that's not a bad thing for the Beavers in this situation. Imanucci picks the ball in midfield, plays it out wide towards Miller Rodney, but the pass is somewhat strong and goes out for a throw-in to Concord Rangers. Quick one, played down the line. That's good coverage there from Donaldson. Immediately plays it forward towards Robinson. Concord back four being put under pressure. So again, sent forward there by McKnight. Ball comes loose in midfield and Concord coming forward with the number 17, Lewis Simper. Out to Payne, back to Simper into the box. That's well done there by Brandon Barsey. First touch of the ball is quite a vital clearance, and despite having a bit of time, Joe Payne's touch is quite clumsy and it ends up being a Hampton throw-in. Yeah,
Hampton will be happy to get a throw-in there. Barsey managing to clear the ball out of the box from a really good position that Concord had down the left with Simper and Payne. It seems as if something's going to happen for Concord, it is going to be down the left, even though they haven't had too many attacks in this half. They have mostly come down the left, and it has been Joe Payne who's been probably the strongest player for Concord on the pitch in the second half.
Yeah, so quick throwing by Payne down the line, but it's cleared and fell to Johnfield, and Johnfield's clearance goes out for a throw-in.
Starting to feel a bit of urgency from Concord now.
Yeah, I think they realise the fact that the game's drifting a little and going downhill. Robinson there chasing the ball, picks it up, good control there by Zach Robinson. He's got Miller Rodney out wide if he wanted him. He also had Johnfield inside, but pass didn't work out and it's ended up being played out wide to Payne. Jake Gray challenge there on Payne. I don't think Jake Gray is going to be going to complain too much about a yellow card on that one.
No, that was absolutely a yellow card. Concord trying to bring the ball forward quickly, and around the 80th minute is when you see players like Jake Gray just trying to break that attack up on the halfway line. Even if it does come at the cost of a yellow card. Hampton did have a good chance with Robinson there. I think if he played the early pass of Barsey out on the left, then Hampton could have really found themselves in there, but unfortunately the move just didn't quite work, and it looks as if Uche's got a bit of cramp possibly. He's holding his right quad.
Indeed it is. Thankfully if it's only cramp it will not be a major thing, but hopefully it's not. That's all it is, and even if it is something more and he needs to come off, then at least they've got Kyron Farrell on the bench. Concord Rangers have just made another change. Joe Payne's just been brought off and been replaced by the number 20, Franklin Domi.
I mean, that surprises me. It seemed like Joe Payne still had a bit more to give and a lot of energy in this match, but Concord managers decided to change that position and brought in Franklin Domi at this point. And I think, in this final 10-15 minutes for Concord, they've just got to absolutely throw everything at this. There's nothing to be gained from just holding it at 1-0 now. No, there's no points, there's no goals, and they just leave here feeling a bit disappointed. So it's definitely time for Concord to go for broke.
It's a bit of almost like a kitchen sink moment, isn't it, Ben? To be honest, that's all they can do. So it's Jake Peck with the free kick into the box. And his ball's loose, and that's a good. Julian has to tip the ball over the bar. There was bodies in there, and there's a Hampton player down in the box, just waiting to see who it is.
Can't go through process of elimination because there's a lot of bodies in the way, but difficult to work it out.
So the assistant referee has confirmed what we knew. 8 minutes to play with whatever referee this afternoon, Wayne Cartmel, adds on at the end of time. Just didn't get a chance to work out who the player was on the floor because they've picked themselves up and there's no need for physio Mark Finlay to come on. But it's a corner to the back post and it's a bit powerful. But it's a get loose there in the box. Miller Rodney there with the block. And Hampton resort to just hacking it forward. That's pretty much all they could do with that as they clear the corner away. But it comes straight back. Dean Inman trying to get hold of the header, but that's going to be Alan Julian's ball and he takes it comfortably and just calms the situation down and trying to steady the Hampton level. And Imran's gone down again. I think whatever the injury has been, I think Ace has caught up with him now, and I think we'll probably see Kyron Farrell, possibly come on for the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, there is a straight swap for Uche, fortunately, in this match. He has had a very good game, but really good chance for Concord from that corner. Whenever a team wins the first header from a corner, heads it back across the box, it's completely, up for grabs. You don't really know who's going to take control of it. Are Concord going to get a shot over, or are Hampton going to be able to clear it away? It's almost a bit of a lottery at that point, but good for Hampton. Tyrrell Miller-Rodney was there with the block and able to clear it.
A substitution that we didn't expect. Instead of Kyron Farrell, it's going to be Sam Deadfield coming on to replace Imran Uche. I was fully expecting Kyron Farrell to be the straight swap there for Imran, but in the end it's Sam Deadfield coming back on to the field. So Sam Deadfield sitting in midfield looking at the back four. It looks like Tyrrell Miller-Rodney's taking up the right back spot. He's got lots of experience there, and Deadfield slips into the centre alongside McKnight and Johnfield. Ball forward. Robinson couldn't control it. Hampton have to try and clear the long ball forward from Concord, but that's good work there by Donaldson. Plays it downfield. No Hampton player there, but that's picked up there nicely. Ball played across towards Robinson there by Gray. Looked as if it was a tad heavy. Robinson was nearly on that one, and Roberts had to throw himself down at Robinson's feet to make sure that the chance and the attack was stopped. But Concord again inside Hampton's half, looking to press forward, but Hampton are defending quite deep, but not too deep, and the ball ends up in the hands of Alan Julian. So Hampton have got just 5 minutes plus whatever time the referee adds on at the end of this match. I mean, we've had 5 substitutes to my knowledge. We haven't, so that's at least going to be a couple of minutes. So we're just waiting to see what it is on us. Hampton keep pressing Concord, trying to keep the ball in the blue half of the field. Handball there by McKnight, completely unintentional, but still handball. So free kick there to Concord Rangers, and we've got the official attendance this afternoon, 490 here at the Cleosaur Beverly this afternoon. It's not a bad turnout given the weather at 2 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock it was not great. Free kick comes into the Hampton box. That's well cleared there by Dean Inman. Miller-Rodney looking to cover that. It's gone out for a throw-in. Dean Inman's down. I think the front of his head caught the defenders, the Concord players in front of him, and he went down, straight down, holding his head.
No, definitely head in this situation for Inman, and I'm surprised the referee didn't just stop the play. I know he was waiting for the ball to go out for a throw-in, but realistically in these situations referees are told to just stop the play at the earliest opportunity. And Physio's back out for Hampton, so this will just be more time added on, but of course when we restart, Concord do have a throw in and right down Hampton's attacking third, and they have looked like they've been growing into it the last couple of minutes. They haven't exactly been throwing everything at it, but Hampton have had noticeably fewer chances, and
Yeah.
kind of restricted to when Jake Gray picks up on the fact that the Concord players haven't quite weighted their pass correctly. That's really where Hampton's breaks have come from in the last couple of minutes, and
Indeed.
hopefully they can see the match out now.
So Concord Rangers with the throw-in. Comes all the way back out to the number 4. Jake Peck. And what a finish. That one from the best part of 30, even 35 yards, Ben. Why Jake Peck found that one from, I don't know, but Alan Julian, he's standing there in the goal mouth at the minute trying to work out what on earth happened.
I'm trying to work out what on earth happened. Why didn't Julian go across for that? It's gone straight into the top corner, but Julian could see it, and I'm wondering why he wasn't going across to cover it. He's usually all over the goal, and his saves have really kept Hampton's games competitive over the last couple of weeks. But he just let that one fly straight into the top corner from Jake Peck, and credit to Jake Peck for finding space in the net. The keeper wasn't expecting it clearly, and that might be Hampton's chances of winning this game. They've got a couple more minutes to try and retake the lead, but a very unexpected goal for Concord Rangers has levelled this game up.
In many respects, although Concord were trying to press up till that point, they hadn't given any clear indication that they were going to score. Hampton looked as if they'd got everything covered off, and then Peck just does the unexpected, hits it from 35 yards, and Alan Julian, he had more than enough time to see that. The only thing I can think of was the fact, in his judgment, it was going wide or it was going over, and he didn't have to go for it.
But it's not a chance that you should really be taking in the 88th minute. Even if it is going wide, just tip it out for a corner. Just make sure. That's what Roberts did in the first half for Concord.
So Hampton, with very little time to show that they deserve the 3 points. Ball bang down the line to Jake Gray. Jake Gray into the box. The ball where's it? An own goal. We think it's an own goal of number 14, J.D. Randall. We think we're not sure. We think it's an own goal. Or did it come off the keeper?
I think it's come off Jaden Randall. It has to, the way that it went into the goal there at the back post. What a ball in for Jake Gray. He's been Hampton's best player in the second half, running down the wing, getting that ball in. There were plenty of other options in there. It's come off a Concord Rangers player. Hampton have retaken the lead almost as quickly as they lost it. Beavers! Beavers! And you can tell from the response of the crowd that they are delighted to see Hampton taking that goal.
Instant response there from the Beavers. Within 60 seconds of going level, they get one back. Yes, there's a great big stroke of luck, a great big humongous riverboat of luck, but it's still a goal. It's Hampton 2, Concord Rangers 1, and I'm sorry if the radio was overloaded there. Media director Seb Wright was directly behind us, as I'm sure you could tell. He was excited, everybody behind us was excited. We're just waiting to find out now how much time will be added on. We've already had about 50 seconds of added time here at this game. It's Hampton 2, Concord Rangers 0, but the ball comes back into the box. Great work there by Alan Julian, but there's an offside flag in the centre there. And so Hampton, I've no doubt, will just slow all this down, and Jules will just take his time over the free kick and just let everything relax.
This was such a slow-paced second half, and it's just absolutely burst into life. Even the shot from Jake Peck that found himself in the top corner seemed to be in slow motion. But yeah, Hampton burst forward and got fortunate with the ball going in off Randall. There were a whole host of other Hampton players who looked to get on the end of that chance. And it really is just a case of trying to see it out now, and I think that they might be using a substitute slightly tactically in this situation with
Kyron Farrell looks to be coming on in place of Zach Robinson. That's definitely a tactical one there, putting an extra body in at the back there. But Zach Robinson, good debut, good first match here at the Cleo Beverly. Definitely got an understanding with Javid Fisher.
I think Robinson might be taking a bit too much time in getting off the pitch.
Yeah, Zach just needs to just move a bit quicker, to be honest. We all know what happened earlier in the season at Tunbridge. We know what went on there, so Zach Robinson's come off the pitch at this near side, and Kieran Farrell has come on. So, Alan Julian has the ball in his box for a free kick for offside. We've already had 2.5 minutes of added time played. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. It is Hampton and Richmond Borough 2. Concord Rangers 1 at the moment. Good defensive work there at the back there by Farrell already. And it goes down long the field towards Brandon Barsley. Brandon Barsley's doing the chasing now. And Roberts' clearance goes straight out for a throw-in in front of the dugout.
Really good work from Barsley, putting pressure on first Pollock and then the keeper that's seen the keeper put the ball out inside Concord's half for a Hampton throw-in, which obviously they can take time over. And they don't seem to have put too many players forward, although Concord haven't got many players forward either. They are relying on Allen and Babaloa.
I mean, they haven't really committed many players forward much of the match anyway.
No.
A lot of the time it's been Ben Allen, and once Allen, Allen can only do so much. Babalola's gone out there, and nothing's really changed for Concord. They've still been, the way they've been trying to play, they've continued to try it when it isn't working.
Yeah, and the goal has come as a product of a wonder strike as opposed to a really neatly worked move.
True. So we've played almost 4 minutes of added time here at the Cleo Sol Beverly. It is Hampton and Richmond Borough 2, Concord Rangers 1. And there's however much time we've got left. We're coming up to 4 minutes now. Loose clearance there by Roberts. Picked up there. Jake Gray has a shot on goal. Ends up in the back of the Alan Simpson stand, but that's not a major problem because that's just a few more seconds that's going to go and be wasted there. Roberts tries to take a quick goal kick.
Concord score here, I feel like it could define the season for Hampton.
But it's good work there by Jake Gray. Finds Deadfield. He's got Barsley in front of him. Brandon Barsley's got pace. He's giving Mamadou Jobe some work, and Barsley's still chasing Roberts down. But the clearance is picked up there by Hamlin. He gets the ball away, and it's gone out for. Thoughts have gone out for, and that's.
He's completely spread out there.
Yeah.
I think that could be a really big issue.
Just trying to see exactly who it is. Trying to see. I can't see who the Hampton player is on the floor. The clearance there by Concord Rangers. Just trying to work out who it is. Hit a Hampton player full on, and he went down, straight down. No rolling, just straight down. It's hit him full in the face.
I think it could be Dronfield.
You're thinking it could be Zach Johnfield, who has been absolutely levelled by that clearance. And I mean totally levelled. When he just went down, he just went down.
Yeah.
It's Mark Finley's. Well, Zach Johnfield's moving his arms anyway, so that's a good sign.
Moving his arms with support, though. It's not what you want to see, especially at the end of this game. I'm not sure how much time the referee has added on and whether we've gone over that.
Well, we've had nearly 6 minutes here at the Cleo Sol Beverly, just waiting to see how Zach Johnfield is. Mark Finley with him. Hampton have got no more substitutes that they can use, so we'll just have to see if Johnfield will be able to continue. He doesn't.
He shouldn't continue.
It doesn't look like he should continue, because in this situation it should be. Personally, I think he should go off.
If he can go off, it might be that he's going off the pitch on a stretcher, as he is.
I think it's
still in the same position that he was in about 2 minutes ago.
I think it's possible. Just waiting to see. I'm waiting to see if our colleagues from St John Ambulance.
He's sat back up now.
Are in readiness. They might well be. I think they are. I think I can see them. But it is Johnfield. Zach Johnfield does not look, to be honest, from this distance, because it's over on the far side of the field on halfway. Zach Johnfield doesn't look as if he knows exactly what world he's in at the moment, and it's, I hope he recovers, because he just really does not look in a good way. So Hampton temporarily looks like they could be down to 10 men for the rest of this game. We're now in the 8th minute of time added on here for the Beavers. Yes, lost a body in midfield, but in the circumstances it's probably wisest for John Field just to...
He's just taking a seat down on the bench. That's
Yeah,
definitely no indication that he will return.
I don't think he should, to be honest, the way he was sparked out like that. Hampton just need to concentrate now and get the ball out and away. Ball out wide to Jake Gray. Jake Gray looking for an outlet down the line. Brendan Barsley will never get that in a year of Sundays, and it's gone out for a goal kick. We're coming to the end of the 8th minute here of added time. Hampton and Richmond Borough holding on to a 2-1 lead, and a much valuable 2-1 lead.
Referee hasn't looked like he's been that interested in his watches. He's just had a glance now, but that's the first time I've seen him do that. So
Yeah.
I think we've still got a bit more to go.
And Miller Rodney with the long claim stand photo on Barsley, and the referee has decided that that is final whistle. Hampton and Richmond Borough come away in a quality match, possibly, but 3 points for the Beavers. That's all that matters.